guys, King's Island Fanboy here, and welcome back to another Coaster of the Week. This Coaster of the Week is Thunder Run at Kentucky Kingdom. This is a Dinh Corporation wooden coaster. This is the first and only Dinh Corporation wooden coaster I have ridden. It has a height of 90 feet, a speed of 53 miles an hour, and a length of 2,850 feet. For this Coaster of the Week, I would like to start something a little new for the rest of the ones to come. I would like to go over a little bit of history for the ride, if it has something very interesting behind it. So looking on RCDB, or Roller Coaster Database, for Thunder Run, it says that Thunder Run's layout was originally intended for Le Swordsville Amusement Park in Ohio. Now I think this is really interesting. Le Swordsville kind of had some financial issues, with Kings Island being very close and Cedar Point being up north, so I think this ride was never built just for financial issues, and it closed just a few years after Thunder Run opened. This ride only runs one train, and that's because it only has one train. It also doesn't have a transfer track, so if they wanted to add another train to it, not only would they have to purchase another train, probably from PTC, they would also have to add a transfer track to the ride, which I don't think would be very possible because there's a drink stand squeezed between the final mid brakes and the drop and the lift hill, so they'd have to either remove that or find another place for a transfer track. Now the ride can run two trains. It does have 3 block zones, so it is capable of running 2 trains, but I don't think the reason it wasn't designed to run 2 trains was because it was intended for Le Swordsville. Le Swordsville is a smaller park, it had probably less attendance, so it was expecting for smaller crowds, and I think that's why the ride was originally designed and built with only one train. But with all the history and technical stuff out of the way, let's jump right into the POV. So you pull out of the station here, and something I forgot to mention is Thunder Run is kind of in the middle of the water park. It's not like directly in the middle, but it's very close to the water park, and it's kind of around the edge. This is the weird thing about Kentucky Kingdom. It's not only split in two with a road, it's the water park is also kind of splitting the park in two. You have your front entrance with Lightning Run, then you have the road, then the water park, then you have the back part of the park with Thunder Run, Storm Chaser, and kind of Kentucky Flyer. So it's a lot of, the park layout is very weird, but I do like the park layout. So you crest over the hill, get a good view of Storm Chaser over there, and you go down your pre-drop here. A little banking, and they're kind of rattly, but I like it. Then you fly down this drop, and this drop really doesn't provide any airtime or anything, but it is a nice drop, and you fly into this turn. Not a lot of roughness there, kind of shaky. Then you fly into this airtime hill. That airtime hill provides some crazy ejector, and the rest of the hills to follow provide some good floater airtime. You fly into these turns here, where you can get some good lateral forces, and it does kind of shake you around like a classic wooden coaster. Fly into this kind of straight section here, not a lot going on, kind of just bouncing up and down. You get some good airtime on that hill, then you go into these turny parts where you get some good laterals. Not a lot of airtime, but just a lot of laterals flying through these turns. Then you pop up into the brake run and slam to a stop. It will stop you every single time on those final brakes. So I really do enjoy this ride. I think it's a nice wooden coaster. Definitely a coaster from the bygone era of wooden coasters. So, and I'm a sucker for old woodies, so I really do like this ride. Another ride that this ride gets compared to a lot is Hurler at Carowinds and used to be Kings Dominion. This ride's layout is fairly similar with the first half, with the turn out of the station, the drop into a turn, and then the airtime hills, so it is fairly similar to Hurler's layout in that sense, but after you go down those airtime hills, that's where the similarities kind of change. I personally haven't ridden Hurler, any of the Hurlers, so I don't have any comments on if this ride is like Hurler, if it runs like Hurler, or if it feels like Hurler. Now there isn't really any theming on this ride. The drink stand outside kind of looks like a dilapidated house. I don't know if that was intentional, but it does kind of look like a dilapidated house, like a storm just went through there, and it's on the run, and Storm Chaser is very close by, along with the Storm, their Super Loop, so I think this whole area is kind of themed to Storms a little bit, but really nothing prominent theming wise. Kentucky Kingdom isn't really known for their theming, nor do they have any rides that are very themed. So I'm going to go ahead and give this ride a score. I'm going to give Thunder Run a 7 out of 10. This is a fairly great ride. If you aren't a fan of rough wooden coasters, you might not like it, but they have been doing track work recently on the ride to make it smoother. I like rough wooden coasters. I think it gives those coasters a good quality to them. That's why I like Beast and Racer so much. But I think if you are a fan of rough wooden coasters, you'll love this ride. If you're not, maybe not so much. I do enjoy the ride, and it's definitely something that I would like to ride at Kentucky Kingdom every time I go. Well, that's all for this video. I want to hear what you guys think of Thunder Run down in the comments below. Do you enjoy the roughness? Do you wish they made it smoother? Or do you wish maybe it gets torn down or made into another RMC or something like that? Again, I want to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!